everyone, Jennifer here, back with another edition of Movie Talk. And this week's movie is a movie that was based on one of my favorite books from one of my favorite book series. And that movie is DragonLance, Dragons of Autumn Twilight. After 300 years of peace, the world of Kryn, and if I mispronounce anything, I apologize, has descended into darkness as the evil goddess Tekisa and her army of dragons threaten to dominate the land. Can a small band of heroes, including the wizard Raceland, the priestess Goldmoon, and the half-elven warrior Tanis, save the world before all is lost? Okay, highlights of the movie. This movie was made back in 2008, so a little over 10 years old, and is an animated film from Paramount that is, as I stated earlier, based on the novel DragonLance, DragonLance Chronicles 1, Dragons of Autumn Twilight, by, and if I mispronounce their names, I apologize, Margaret Wise and Tracy Hickman. Okay, things I liked about this movie. I liked everything about this movie. As I stated before, this was based on one of my favorite books from the DragonLance series, which is one of my favorite series. So when I saw this on, believe it or not, Netflix, I originally was like, oh my god, I'm probably going to like this movie because I loved the book. There are a few differences between the book and the movie, as I expected, and I will get to that in my comparison video of the two, I promise. But all in all, it was a great movie. I loved everything about it. I liked the animation. I liked how they portrayed the characters. I liked how they did take some things out of the book that I felt were important, but it still kind of flowed along and led to, got the movie to where it was supposed to go in the book as well. I mean, there were a couple of things that were taken out that I felt in reading the trilogy, because this is a trilogy, was important, were important, but in the long scheme of things based on what was going on in the movie, they really weren't that important. At least, I don't know, I'm still reading, I'm at the very beginning as of the posting of this video, of the third book, which is Dragons of Spring Dawning, so I'm not 100% sure how a certain character comes to play in regards to the book, and he was left out of the movie. But other than that, again, we'll talk more about that in the comparison video, I promise. One thing I do want to say is I did look. I could not find a movie for Dragons of Winter Night, which is the second book in the trilogy, or Dragons of Spring Dawning, which, as I stated earlier, is the third book in the series. That's not to say that they won't have them yet, but they're just not there, because they did kind of end the movie where it could stand by itself, but they do kind of leave the door open to where, just like with the book, it can move on to another thing, another movie, another series, and they kind of end the book a little differently from, or the movie a little differently from the book, but we'll get into that in the comparison video, I promise, because that is more of a comparison. One thing I am going to state that I didn't like is I did not like how the Draconans, or however you pronounce what they are, and the dragons were animated. The majority of the movie was flat screen animation, traditional classic animation, two-dimensional animation. But the Draconets, the dragon-like warriors, and the dragons were all computer animated. And to me, that when you had them interacting with the flat screen characters, the flat animation characters, it was a little distracting. I would have either done the whole thing as computer animation, or as flat animation, or if they wanted to do the dragon men, as they're referred to in the book sometimes, and the dragons as computer animation, maybe do them as realistic computer animation, and then do the rest of the movie as a live action movie. Because then the computer animation with the live action wouldn't have been distracting. But that's like the only thing that really bothered me about the whole movie. Again, I love the characters. I love the characters from the book, so I knew I was going to love them in the movie. Did they look exactly how I pictured them in my head reading the book? No. But they were pretty darn close. Probably the closest I've ever seen for an animated series that was an animated movie that was taken from a popular book series. So they were very, very close to how I pictured them. Okay, cast. This movie had a great cast of actors. There were a lot of them, and I really only focused on the ones, of course, the friends, the companions, as they're referred to, and the villains. And yes, the dragons do talk in this series, because they talked in the book series. So, of course, I made sure to credit the 3 dragons that appeared in the movie as well. Okay, feel free to check out my related DragonLance videos, or in this case, video. Feel free to leave your comments and questions in the comment section. I do love to read those. Please like and share this video if you're watching on Facebook, or like and subscribe if you haven't already, if you're watching on YouTube. And feel free to follow me on Wattpad, Tumblr, Instagram, and Twitter. I do have my name for those 4 sites right there on the screen, as well as the pictures I use for the icons. Please note that all pictures seen within this video do belong to their respected artists. I own absolutely nothing. Okay, quick reminder on my comment rules. Okay, feel free to check out my other movie talk videos. my Movie Talk Special Edition videos. And my other videos. Okay, before I sign off, a few things I'd like to touch on. First off, YouTube subscribers. Any of my videos that are not on YouTube are on my Facebook page. The link will be in the description section. Facebook friends. Basically the same deal. Any of my videos that are not on my Facebook page are on my YouTube channel. The link will be in the description section. And to anyone who's interested, you can feel free to check out my group on Facebook, Fanfic Corner. The link for that will be in the description section as well. I would also like to apologize for not posting a video last week. Unfortunately, things were just a little bit crazy. As always, thank you for watching and have a very nice day.